Welcome to this guide to how to mod review look at the Straw Harvest DLC with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, the Straw Harvest Pack add-on DLC, however you are referring to it, it released yesterday, free of charge. There's been some questions asked about why it hasn't been released as a DLC. I think the panic was as soon as the people see DLC, they think we've got to pay for it. No, Giants decided they've been listening to feedback and decided to put it out as a DLC, but people have been saying that the Modhub is filling up with stuff that should be in the base game, in inverted commas. And I'm one of those people. I said the same thing as well. So they released it as a DLC rather than a mod. So what's in the pack? What do we get? How does it work? What does it do? That's what we're going to be looking at. Now, if you have played on any previous version of the game, or if you played on 22 and 19, where we had this, the Straw Harvest add-on pack, it's pretty much the same. There's a couple of additions, I think, to it. And I think the crane might have been adjusted. The controls on console seem a bit easier to me. I'm just putting it out there. I think it seems a bit easier. So we'll go through the equipment and machinery first, where you find it all and everything, and then we'll go around, we'll try everything out, and we'll run through some stuff and show how it works. If you're new to the game, you may never have experienced this before. It's pretty cool. So, in its essence, its base form, you can just use it, the Straw Harvest Pack, for doing baling work, collecting out your bales and storing them, if you want to do that. But you can take your straw and your hay and you can turn it into pellets. The pellets are worth more money if you use the pellet sell point, which is just over there, which we'll talk about in just a moment. You can't do grass, you can't do silage. It is hay and straw pellets you can do. So you can just then take your pellets and sell them. Great. Or you can use that over there, which is the palletizer hall, and you can make pallets. And every time I've done these mod reviews and used them in game, I always get it the wrong way around. So you can palletize them. There's one thing I'm going to test when we do all of this to see how this all works. So we're going to start off up here with our equipment and machinery, and we're going to go to front loader tools first. I'm going to say that's where you find it. There are other locations where you can find it. I say it, them. So we start off here. We've got the Lizard V-Grab. This is one slot in its first iteration. You can then change it from front loader, telehandler and wheel loader. So you can find it on the front loader, but it will be in other categories as well. And we can change the main colour like that. Nice. We've also got in here the Bresson Lade B50 AR03. Also has the option for front loader, telehandler, wheel loader. And we can change the main colour of it. That is designed for 3 square bales. I've tended to do 4. I'll show you something with that in a moment as well. It will pick up round bales, but this pack isn't designed to do round bales. It's not what it's really for. It is mostly square bales, but these grabs will pick up round bales if you want to. Again, it's entirely up to you how you go about that. Then if we go down to our wheel loader tools, you'll find the last one of these, which is just there. So you can see the 2 are there as well, there and there. But here we've got the B50 AR05. And that is wheel loader only. We can change the main colour on that. And that is designed to do 5 square bales. Sometimes you can squeeze in 6. Again, I'll show you some of that. So, what do we do? How does it work? Well, it's quite straightforward, really. They have these hooks on them. And these, you know, there are forks and packs and stuff out with stuff like this already. These are not necessarily by any means new. We do have the option on this to detach bale spikes, L1 and X. So if you don't want the bale spikes on there, sometimes they get in the way, sometimes they get caught up on stuff. You might not want to use them. You can use it this way up as well if you want to. So it doesn't have to be that way, but that's kind of the way it's designed to, with the bale spikes on. More of a vertical, that's why it's V-grab. But what we can do is bring it to here, engage our spikes. Having the bottom spikes, just in that, make sure that the stuff doesn't fall off the bottom, if that makes sense. Grab bales, L1 square. There's our bales. I've done a double stack there. Doesn't always work. So, you know, I'm sorry, it doesn't always work with this. It doesn't always work if you don't line yourself up properly, so you've got to be careful. And over long distances, the bales can shift. But I have to say, this pack is pretty good. There you go. See the top bale going? You just have to be careful. I'm taking more bales than you probably should do with it. Then drop bales, L1 and triangle. We can drop the bales and put them down, and away we go. That's the first one, the V-grab. I put the bale spikes back on, and then we... No, there you go, fall forward, there we go, attach that. We'll do the A03. Now, as I said, it's designed for 3 bales. Look at the width of it, that's way wider than the 4 bales I've got there. So I can grab those 4 bales, because if I overlap ever so slightly on either side, I can grab them. However, if you want to make life a little bit easier, now obviously I've got liftable bales at the moment, but if you're manipulating your bales around, what you can do, if you want to, is you can turn your bales, let's do it, I was just trying to be clever with it. If you put them that way up, then they make they're a much narrower profile, and you can get more in if you do them that way up. So as you can see, obviously the width that way is far less than the width that way, so you can get 4 on there a lot easier. But it works exactly the same way, whichever way around you've gone about doing them. Bring it over the top, lay it down. The great thing with these ones as well, because they've got that L shape on the back of them, if you've got bales that are on the ground and they need a little bit of tidying up, you can actually use this just to tidy the piles up if you want to. Picks up exactly the same way, L1 square, grab your bales, pick them up, L1 triangle, releases them, and you're good to go. And it holds them pretty well as well, so a very useful bit of kit. Then the AO5, the wheel loader version, I've got it here already. This one does fold up for going down the road, because obviously it's quite wide, so you want it up like that. Well, you don't have to have it up like that, but you can do. Unfold it like that, and then we should, it doesn't catch that bell in the end, L1. There we go. Pick up our bales. I say you've got a bit of latitude there, but you have to be careful, because sometimes the bales don't like it, but generally speaking, they grab and hold pretty well. I'm going to put those down there for the moment. That's the grabs. Brilliant stuff. Moving on from there, I'm going to go to the balers. And there are 2 balers in the pack. We've got a square baler and a round baler. We do have a round baler, because as I said, in essence, the straw harvest pack, you can just use it for your baling work and stuff like that. So we'll jump to these. So we have got the Krona Comprima V180XC, which is 3 slots. This one just here. And over the back there, we've got the Krona Big Pack 1290 HDP2XC, which is 9 slots. You'll find these under our baling situation. So just there is the big pack. Now this is cool. Now, so this is cool. On FS22, when I did the review of this pack, and I did what I'm going to show you now, you've got standard configuration like that, but you can have the bale collect 1230 on the back, which puts the bales on the back and unloads them in, I think it's 3s, possibly 4s. It catapulted the whole rig into the atmosphere. It was insane. I think it got adjusted in an update, but yeah, it was we kept doing it. So you can have that as an option if you want to, which adds a bit of extra money on. You've got the option for the Krone Excellent Twine or empty. Now, I did get a message yesterday, and I spoke to DJ, and DJ said, be careful if you choose empty and then try to fill it. I can't remember exactly what he said. It wouldn't then harvest afterwards or something. He wasn't too sure. But to be fair, the PC guys that had early access from Creative Mesh, because Creative Mesh said, look, Giants aren't sending out early access. If you want it, here it is. Have a play around with it. That was the work in progress version. So potentially today's release version won't have any issues. But if it does, I tend to just go having the twine and stuff already in. That's generally speaking my kind of go-to. And if we come down to here, we've got the Comprima V180XC. We've got trailer bulk and BKT on the tyre choices, nothing within those. You've got the Krone Excellent Edge, or you've got the film binding, or again, empty. So if you want to fill it up yourself, you can, with license plate option on there as well. So what we're going to do, now I'm partially sure, I'm not sure at all, but I'm pretty sure the previous version gave you an option to choose whether you had a single bale come off, 2 bales one side, 2 bales the other, or all 3 bales. I could have sworn it did, but I don't think this one has the option to. But both balers very nicely made and detailed. Looks very cool. Now this one, so I've already got the twine in it. So what we'll do, because I've gone for the option with this on the back, where are we? Unfold baler, pulls that in closer, unfolds the whole rig, sets up behind. Good to go. We've got beacons and work lights on there as well, which is pretty cool on the back. I'm going to do some hay bales on this one. We'll turn the whole rig on, lower the pickup. I have got it set. What did I set it on? I did 180s on this one. I think it's set on auto. Don't think you have an option. Square balers just unload anyway. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there was an option L1, R1, L1, R1. Because I recall there being a little diagram that had little X's on it. Was that a modded version? I'm sure. I don't know. Anyway, this is the version that's doing this. I just realised I'm probably going to run out of hay before I get 3 bales off of here. Maybe not. Might be alright. So I should push one to one side, like that. That one should push off to the other side. So what I'm curious to see as well is, can I, if I turn it off, just wanted to see, could I unload a partially done bale? I don't think I can, but that's fine. Well, that bale's good to go. So what we can do, I hope, unload baler. Now this will do it on the move. If you're carrying on, we'll drop the bales off and off you go. Then you've got the next one's ready to go. Oh, it's unloading anyway, so unloaded. There we go. So we've unloaded our baler. That one works just like that, whether it's straw, grind, we'll do everything. Obviously for this particular pack, we're looking at straw and hay is what we want. Now, then using the the B50 AR03, you can come along and pick them up in their 3s, load them onto trailers or take them off wherever they want to go, or whatever grab you happen to be using, or whatever it is, what implement is entirely up to you. So that's what that does, and it works really well, and I think it looks great as well. Brilliant bit of kit. So let us fold that up, fold the baler. We'll grab the round baler just because, just so we can see everything being used. Then we'll move on to the Primos. Now the Primos is the bit of kit that everyone gets excited for. This one we got the option for our round bale. I didn't show the bale sizes on the other one, but we have got bale size. Let's go 125, 150, 180. We'll go 125s. I have got some straw in here. Turn it on, drop it down. I've got automatic drop on, I think. I haven't got as much straw in here as I thought. We might get one bale out. Sound effects on it, all the animations, looks wonderful, doing the thing that balers do. Go. First full bale, out it drops. Now I went for film binding, not net wrap. That's why it looks like that. So if you ever get them coming out of that, it's because you've got film binding on and not net wrap. But there you go. There's our bale. It's done what it's supposed to. Just have beacons on it. No, that's just on the actual tractor itself. And we'll turn that off. There you go. So, the Comprima V180 XC. Excellent stuff. Now we move on to the Primos. So as we're wandering over there, in the baler section, if we come to miscellaneous, we have got the Primos 5000 and the bale shredder. Now, you can run the Primos 5000 on its own in the field. This is what takes your straw or your hay and turns it into pellets. So if you do it on the field, it's got a little bunker in the back. It's got the pickup, it will pick the stuff up, turn it into pellets, and then you can unload. It's got a pipe, you can unload it into a trailer, you can take those pellets away, sell them, take those pellets away and palletize them. But we've also got the bale shredder. So if you've done tons and tons of bales and you haven't got this out in the field, you can use this as a static item, a static piece of equipment and machinery with the bale shredder on, and you can just load bales onto it, whether it be straw bales or hay bales. Again, they've got to be square. It will shred those bales on the machine, turn them into pellets, put them into bunker, then you unload them. But then obviously the onward thing of that is we've then got a facility where you can do that too. So the Primos 5000 is 5 slots and the bale shredder is 6 slots. Options on this, we've got BKT and Vredestein on our tyre choices and a license plate, and then the bale shredder, I don't think we had anything. Comes just like that. So when we get over to it, just here. Now, it's a big old bit of kit. This requires water and molasses. Now, I haven't talked about the pallets yet, but part of this pack as well, we come down to our consumables under baling. We have got just there square bale twine, 1 slot, round bale net 1 slot, and then we have got also here we've got straw harvest pack molasses, 600 litres for 525, so it's not hugely expensive. The molasses is there because it's slightly sticky, kind of with the water, a binding agent, so your straw and your hay, when it turns to pellets, keeps that pellet form. Sometimes you can use this. Actually, that's a very good point. I'm sure previously you used to be able to use this for where's my build mode? There we go. Can we? It's not shown on here yet. You used to be able, if it's hay and if it's straw, what it always used to do, and that'll be an onwards test to do, is because when it makes the pellets, I think it takes it down and compacts it down 4 times. So from whatever you put in, it's a 4-to-1 ratio down. But I'm pretty sure if you then take the pellets and you use it as animal feed, it bulks it back up again. So it takes up far less space for the amount of stuff. So pelletizing your bales of hay and straw, especially if you're going to use it for feed, total mix ration, that kind of thing, it always used to work. Again, that's just suddenly dawned on me as an onward test. What am I looking for? Animals, and let's go for forage wagons. It's not showing there yet either. Then what I might do before we finish, I might grab one of these out, and let's just grab that. We can always tip some into it maybe and see if it will. There's no reason why it wouldn't accept it. I'm just curious to see whether it will do the thing, but I'm going to forget to do it, aren't I? But anyway, so we've got water and molasses in this already. I've taken the liberty of putting some in. So what you can do, I've got a little bit of hay left over here, haven't we? Yeah, we have. So on the field, if you've got swaths already out, I can turn this on, drop that down, and we drive over the swaths, and as you can see, it will bring the straw up, run it through, and we should, saying hay pellets, there you go, see the pellets coming along there, and dropping out? So we're already pelletizing on the field. It's a very small demonstration of being able to do it like this in the field. We do have the option on this as well too. It was open cover, was it? Open cover. Puts the ladder down like that, just adds a bit of extra bang for your buck. If we do pipe out, that's front loading into a trailer. So once you're full, this does have beacons on it as well. So yes, once it's full, you can unload into a trailer. Did we have the option on this? I'm trying to think. For adjustment of the pipe. Yeah, there we go. So you can adjust the pipe up and down, so depending on the height of your trailer as well, you can do a bit of adjustment on there. Now, the bale shredder attaches onto this, and the bale shredder does very kindly and helpfully, when you buy it and place it in its unloaded configuration, it has this lovely arrow, which makes life a lot easier, because that's the side that attaches. This bit here where the arrow is pointing to, that's where it attaches, and it attaches on the same side that the pipe unfolds, so it attaches down here at the front. So what you need to do is come alongside, just there, you should get the thing come up for attachment. There we go. Attach that on it goes, bish bash bosh. Very nice indeed. Now something I want to try, because we've got some hay pellets. Actually, should I unload into a trailer? Yes, I'm going to unload into a trailer. We haven't got many, but we've got some. I've got straw and stuff around here, but what I'm going to do around here is show you this Primos in its static configuration. Now, the static configuration, like I say, it can be done outside. I could just set this up now in a farmyard, keep bringing it pellets, and we're good to go. No problem at all. But you can also then set this up inside the halls, which we're going to get to in a moment. Once inside the halls, you can then do your pellets. You can make your pellets and unload the pellets straight into the palletizer. So you can do it static outside, static inside, wherever you want. Actually, was I going to try and sell these? I'm trying to think which was the best way around doing this. Let's do one of each. I'm going to show you the... Hang on. Whoa, sorry. There we go. Because something I wanted to test first, actually, as well, is... Right, there we go. There's our literage of pellets. What I wanted to check was, we've got a sell point. Let's show you the sell point now. We go into here and we go to factories, go across and down to our sell points. We should have just there's the Weidegut pallet sell point. Now that's for pallets of pellets. And if we go into our prices menu, it shows you if you've got that placed. A lot of the sell points will take pellets. They'll take the hay pellets and take the straw pellets. If you place that, you get twice as much money for them. But as far as I understood it, that was pallets of pellets. But I want to just double check because it always used to work. I think it might have got updated. We'll see. Will it take loose pellets? It will. So here's the dilemma, and this is I'm just putting out there. If we look at our prices menu, and we were on hay pellets there. If you look across the right hand side, all the prices are saying 447, 449, some of that. The pallet sell point, and it does say pallets, not pellet. That's double the price, 809. So you're getting double your money if you place this sell point, which is great. But it was always supposed to be that you had to put it on pallets to bring it here. That was the point of this, and it was the point of making that. If you can just bring your loose pellets here and get the same price, why are you bothering palletizing them? Other than, I suppose, well, you're making them smaller here anyway. It's a weird one, isn't it? You're spending all that time putting them onto pallets to bring them here to get better money, but you can sell them loose anyway. I don't know. It depends. It comes down to that thing again, is do you want to do something? Will it get updated? Will the prices get updated so that you get more money for pallets than loose pellets? I don't know whether that will get changed or updated. I just wanted to check that and see if that was a thing, how that was going to work. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to do some out in the open, static. We're going to shred some bales. We'll do some straw bales, and then what we'll do is we'll take it in there and we'll set it up so we're doing the same thing. We're shredding bales, but it's going to go directly into this, and we'll talk about these buildings as well in just a moment. So before we move on to the bale shredding, well, part of the bale shredding, because we're going to be using the pellets, is looking at the buildings we get in this pack. So we're going to start off with the Halsey's Pellet Hall Palletizer, but there are 4 buildings. If we go into our build mode, he says, going into build mode, sell point we already looked at just there. If we come up to sheds and go to there, so Halsey's, there you go, Pellet Hall Empty. 4 slots, 175,000. These 3 halls are other variants with various different things in them. This one is just an empty hall. So when you go inside, you can use it as a shed, storage for vehicles, machinery, equipment, whatever you want to put in there is entirely up to you. If we go across to silos, and we come to, where are we? Just there. So that one there is the Pellet Hall Crane. That is 5 slots, 225,000. This only places at 90-degree angles, so that's something to be conscious of as well. You can't fully rotate that one, and all of these have a customization option of solar panels, yes or no, and then color option, which does the sheeting on the outside, which I don't think the previous versions had. So we can change it. Maybe it did. I'm trying to think. So color options on the sale, and that's the same in all of them. Then this one down here is the bale and pallet storage, 1,000 items. That is 4 slots, 175,000 to buy, bale and pallet, yeah. And I put on there, oh, this one is different to the other one, because this one, when you go to place it, will fully rotate. So not 90-degree angles, but it will fully rotate, which is a little bit different. So that's bale and pallet storage. So that's shed, palletizer hall, and the palletizer hall is this one here. Well, it's not palletizer hall. It's got the bunks inside there, and it's got the crane. So for storage of, well, you can use the bucket, loose pellets, pallets, put in whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. So that's the crane and the bunks, but it doesn't have the palletizer, which is what the final one does, which you'll find under factories. We come down to our factories, and you'll find it just there. So the Pellet Hall Palletizer, we go and zoom into that one, you'll see the same as the one we just looked at. And why is that not showing the... That's weird. I've just placed one and it was on there. That's curious. That's where it is, under factories. It's 350 grand. 5 slots, and same thing with customization options on there as well. Then the final building is this one here, the Halsey's Pellet Heat Plant. That will take straw and wood chips and produces methane. You should get paid for it. It's always a bit of a random on that. It's 42 grand. I've got that one placed just there, and we'll have a look at each of those buildings just now. So you can tip your pellets into there, straw or wood chip. It won't do hay pellets, it's straw. I don't think you get paid a huge amount if I recall correctly. I did look down the prices menu and I couldn't see anything for there. So the bale and pallet storage building is this one here. and you'll see that we've got our double doors. The buildings are all exactly the same, it's just what you can do. Putting can be done here. If we go down to this small door, we can go in the small door and turn the light switch on, and we can open this door as well without dialogue box for our storage of bales and pallets just there. So again, 1,000 items. The one just around here was the one that was the hall that's just got the bunks in, so you can store your loose pellets in there. That'll make more sense in a minute when we look at the crane. Actually, we can have a look at the crane in this one, but it's in the other one as well. And then you've got all this open space here. But the crane is brilliant. So if you've gone for one of the options with the crane, so it's either the first hall or the one that's under factories, we come over to here, to this trigger here, enter vehicle, we get our crane. Now, I think this has changed, because you've got toggle crane tool, which is great. We've got a bucket at the moment. We can change that to forks for picking up bales, or we can change that to a grab for picking up pallets. If I go R1, we've got right stick side to side, does that. Right stick up and down, does that. Then left stick side to side, and forwards and backwards, does that. So you've got all of the controls all on. That seems a lot smoother and more intuitive. L1, R1, and right stick up and down opens and closes the grab. So whatever grab you've got, if I go back to that and we press X and we go to that, open and close the grab, done like that and that. So if you are using loose material, you can use the crane. We can swing the camera angle around, whichever direction you want to put it in. I'll be honest with you, it makes more sense this way around, because if you're doing the joystick, it's forwards, backwards, left and right. As soon as you swing around, obviously it puts it all around the other direction, but it's up to you what you want to do. And then you can pick up pellets, pick up bales, whatever you want to do, like that, which is very cool. The fact you can switch between, and we'll show you that in operation in just a moment, hopefully. Right, if we go out the door, brings us to the last of the buildings, which is just here, which has got all of that and the palletizer. So all that's still there, cranes above, but then we've got the palletizing unit. So you can just bring loose material, you can put a conveyor belt, stuff like that. I'm trying to see actually whether this is just marked up because that's where you need to put the Primos. Whether it will give me a trigger to just tip pellets in here or not. But again, you can fill these bunks up with pellets and then use the bucket. If you bring bales in, you can do bales here, you can do it outside. So I'm going to show you, we'll do it outside first, then we'll do it inside as well. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Then the pellets go through, run through the whole system, and the pellet palletizer will make your pallets, wrap them, and then put them out here, which you can then, if you want to, grab with the crane, load onto a flatbed trailer, or whatever trailer you've got, and send them on their way, which is very cool. It's not cheap, 350 grand, and again, the argument is, if you are going to get the same price for palleted pellets as you do loose pellets, why are you spending time palletizing them? If it's just for ease of storage, maybe. There's, I'll say, different ways of looking at it. So let's have a look at this then, because we haven't done this yet. Start the engine. Once you've got your bale shredder on, we unfold the bale shredder like so. Now once unfolded, this does have an option for adjusting the legs. The whole thing comes up, so that goes there. Supports are in. So L1, was it R1? No, R1, right stick up and down, raises and lowers. Why is it doing it? Oh, that's the. Why is that doing the pipe? That's doing the pipe. Switch back to. There we go. Legs. So R1, right stick up and down, raises and lowers those legs. So you can set the angle. If you're on a bit of a slope, you can adjust the angle. If you're not, you just set it. That's what it's at. L1, right stick, does the back ones as well. So you can adjust both of those to get that nice and sturdy, whatever ground you happen to be on. When we turn this on, so that's good to go. Now, I'm using liftable bales just because it's a little bit easier. Regardless how you're putting the bales on there, whether it's the crane in there, whether it's loose bales, whether it's off of a forklift, whatever it might be, doesn't matter. Let's start the engine on that. And then we want to go L1, drop bales, back up a little bit. Now what I have found, these were the mid-sized bales, weren't they? These were 180s, 150, 180, 240, isn't it? Yeah. These only just about, they kept getting stuck. I would say if you're doing 240s, I'm not sure how well 240s are going to cope with this. So like I say, I am lifting them on like by hand, but you can That should take it on the conveyor belt. Now I think that's probably too far over. Yep. So that'll probably get stuck. When it gets to here, it might get stuck. If it gets stuck, you might have to give it a bit of a nudge. That should adjust for the bale size, but it doesn't seem to. We'll see how that goes. And when it hits the shredder unit, shreds the bales, off it goes, makes its pellets. And obviously you have to keep an eye on your molasses and your water to make sure that's all fine. It's quite slow going through there, but we already saw it on. Once it does that, basically this thing is just doing the shredding. Once it's done the shredding, this runs exactly like it did in the field when we were doing the swaths off the ground. No different. That doesn't seem to be going through though. Something gets stuck on there, is it? Yep. Still going. Give it a bit of a nudge over. Go on. There we go. That should be shredded now. I'll take another one. I have taken the liberty of already doing some over here because I want to do that thing with the feed mixer. I want to try that, and also I want to put in some into here. Often with these heating plants, you don't get paid immediately, and I found sometimes, if at all, it seems weird. There doesn't seem to be a price showing for this, for what you'll get for it. I'm going to click on here. Look, let's have a look. Yeah, 1,000 to 600 electric. So you should get electric out. 750 to 1,050, you're better off doing wood chip on this one. But yeah, if we go to our prices, electric charge wasn't showing on any of these. It depends, I suppose, as well what map you're on, maybe. Let's go up to electric and see what it says. Because I haven't really noticed anything. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It seems to be a generic. It's not like there's even like a charging point. You can come and collect your electric, you know. You can't bring an electric vehicle here. I've always found these things a bit peculiar. Anyway, how are bales going? Our bale going? So then put the second one on. Let's stick that on. So you've seen how this works. That's very straightforward. Actually, I'll put one in. What we'll do? Did I put a couple in here? I did, didn't I? Yeah. Let's put one of these down there. So what we're going to do now is, see as we've got one in. How much is that giving us? Did we already have some here in? Did I put two? It doesn't matter. Right, let's turn that off. We are going to fold the bale shredder. Should pack all that away. Now be careful with this. I'm going to do pipe in as well. Actually, was I going to put some into a trailer? So I don't want to put all of it into a trailer. Straighten up. Put that in there. That'll be for testing the feed. Because I say I'm pretty sure when it makes pellets it goes a 4 to 1. But then if I put it back into a feed mixer it bulks it back out again. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. This one's got far more in it, so we can use this one. What I will try and do is just testing all these things out. That's the thing, isn't it? What does it do? How does it work? How do the operations work? The functions of this. So will it allow me to just, will it give me a tip option to just unload loose pellets, or will I need to use a bucket no matter what I do? Right, so that, oh there you go. Just right at the back, there you go. Unload straw pellets. So we can unload loose directly in here if we want to. That's cool. So what we'll do, just get a straighter angle on that. And this should start running. There you go, first pallet's gone out. So the pelletizer will start cracking away. We'll bring some more straw over in a minute. So everything's got in there, you should be able to see now. Top left, or if I put it down there you better see. So top left, today's output until now. 5 bags, 0 pallets, supply lasts for 2 minutes and 30. It just tells you how much is running, what's in there, what percentage. So this is actually a lot faster than I remember it being. So our pellets are going up, bagging up. The hay ones are a little bit different. They come onto here, they come onto the belt, come onto the pallets, does a layer, then the next layer it rotates, builds up the layers, and then the pallet will go around. Now again, if you've seen this before, straw pallets, straw straw pellets, straw harvest add-on, straw harvest pack, straw harvest DLC. It's doing exactly the same thing it did before. This is more for people that haven't seen it before, haven't played on it before, don't know what it does. But it is, just to reiterate, it's still doing what it did before. I don't know if I'm just imagining that. Does it seem to be running faster? Thought it did. Anyway, right, let's get this in. Get that out of the way. I'll get the Primos in with the bale shredder. We'll get the shredder unfolded and then we'll shred a couple of bales in there. So do this one. I've got far more in this one. So let's turn that off. Hold that. I say pipe in. Probably shouldn't be doing that while that's still running. So this needs to go in at an angle because the placement of it is over in that sort of that corner of that bunk. So I need to get across at an angle. If you put the pipe out now, so now I'm in the building, otherwise it gets caught, so pipe out now, otherwise if you try and open it when you're right in that corner, it flips the whole trailer up. So we're trying to get the trailer right in here, so you can run it static in here, then rather than unload it into a trailer, you are unloading directly into the palletizer. So if we put that about there you go, so it's unloading what's in there already, which is great. It's filling it up actually. So I did that off camera, we had a fair bit in it, so that will chug away for quite some time now. We've nearly got a full pallet actually. The next layer might be a full pallet, so we can see one of those coming off. Let's do another one. That can't need another layer, surely. Well, maybe it does. They seem taller than I remember them being. We'll check over here now and see what this is saying. Supply lasts for 11 minutes and 26 seconds. That should wrap now. Surely that's got to be a full pallet. There we go. When it comes out of there, there you go. Looks a little bit different once it's wrapped. We've got stuff on the top there. There's our first pallet of pellets out. Straw pellets. And we do the same thing with hay, absolutely the same. So what I'm going to do now is just detach that, not detach that. Put that back on. Detach that. I just want to straighten the tractor up. This does require a fair bit of horsepower to run, so it has to be attached if you're going to be doing the pelletizing. You do need to have it attached to a tractor, so it doesn't have its own motor, its own engine. So let's now unfold the bale shredder. We'll turn that on, and then like I say, so you can do it all in here. And I'll just show you just using the crane. We'll stick one bale up and on it. It won't be pretty because it never is when I do this. Come right to the corner, I'm just making sure that my pipe is still where it should be, seems to be. Turn on the bale shredder, excellent. Come over to here, go on to that. Enter vehicle, we're going to switch that to that. See how well this works. Not see how well it works, see how well I work, but let's see. Rotate around. I think we probably need to come this way a bit more. So this, I mean, I don't like it that way around. There we go. Bring that down like that. Are we central? Kind of. And close it. One minute closing. Close around that. Doesn't seem to like that very much, does it? Rotate that round, bring that down. How close are we? Not close enough. That'll work. There you go. So it does work. With more practice, the better you'll get, the easier it becomes. And I say we can switch for that. And what we'll do, let's show you that now. This could be awful as well. this have a light on it? No, it doesn't. So if I recall, these didn't always go right into the corner. Make sure that's open as wide as it can be. Make sure I'm above what I need to be above. There's no different camera angle either on it. It is what it is. Drop that down. So as we get closer, am I far enough over? I think we are. Straighten that up, come down, close that up. And then you can take your pallets, if you've got a trailer there, you can load them onto your trailer, drop them down, put them wherever you want, it's entirely up to you. Take that round, yeah. Open it up. Come on, drop that off. Don't stay stuck on there. Oh, that is stuck, isn't it? That's open as far as it will go. That's worrying. Maybe I should have done it the other way around. Probably been doing it wrong the whole time. It probably should go that way then, shouldn't it? I've always done it that way. Let's try that side. Yeah, probably that way, innit? I would say that's almost certainly that's what it's supposed to be done. There you go. That's better because it'll open up further. But there you go, that just shows that in operation as well. Isn't it weird? I've done it that way round so many times. I don't ever remember anyone commenting. I suppose you could do it either way, but it makes more sense that way around. So there we go. That's the crane operation. Let's move that out of the way. And now... Oh, it looks... Yeah, mind that. Someone put a tractor there. And then exit that back out. So that bale's shredded. That's gone in. Just see one more just to make sure we see it unloading. Say, make sure we see it unloading like it's not going to. I was going to do something sneaky. Let's do one more. I'll load this up manually. And then we'll check that feed thing, because that is all of the buildings, that's all the processes. From the grabs to the balers to the Primos. Field loading, pellet making, static loading, pellet making, static pellet load making in the palletizer building. We'll tip some into that and see what happens, because I'm curious. Have I got enough left now? I'll put them in the trailer, didn't I? Should I make some more? I'll do some hay ones off screen. I'll do that now. I'll make some hay ones as well. So what we'll do, we'll tip some straw into there and we'll do hay into the feed mixer to see if the feed mixer does bulk it back up again. That's the final check and that will be it, I think. So let's have a look. There you go. So that's shredding the bale through. Mind you, it's interesting because it's always done that. I don't know if I need to be parked further over so that sits right in the middle, because that's where it goes right down to the bottom. That way it kind of looks like it's fallen all the way through maybe, but that's always done that. Anyway, that being said, that's almost done, that's almost done. Pallets are still, I still love this. I think the way this is done, the way it runs is incredible. So you kind of have to ask yourself also, has this changed from the previous version? Not really. It does what it used to do. I have to say, I think the price for pellets is a lot lower. I seem to recall it might have been 19, maybe even 22. It was over 1,000 for 1,000 litres. I'm sure it was. Now we're looking at 400. Well, some was 200, some were 300. Was it 400, 300? Anyway. Yeah, it's certainly not as much money as I recall getting on previous versions. We've got the bale and pallet storage building. And also you've got the garage building. Customised colour options on this. I don't think we had that on the previous versions. Again, I could be misremembering that, and apologies if I am. The equipment and machinery is the same. The grabs are the same. I don't think we've had anything new added. I'm sure that heating plant was available in the previous one too. So we just do a few more pellets while the pallets are doing their thing, and then we'll check the feed mixer and we'll check the heating plant and see what happens. Okay then, I've got hay pellets in that one done. Straw pellets in this one done, unloaded into the trailer. So what we're going to do is take the straw pellets, we're going to back up and unload into here. Yep. So that should just run. So it's turned on. "24 cycles a month, but 1,000 on the recipe." That does actually operate. I was wondering if it would. That's cool. And that's just, yeah, because there's no outgoing product. It doesn't show you an outgoing product. All it will do is gradually work through that. I don't think my money's gradually going. It's a weird one. It's a very strange one, the electric bit. Anyway, as you can see, while I've been doing all that and getting those pallets ready, I've got 5 pallets there, another 2 there, and the machine has now stopped because it ran out. It actually ran out at quite a good point. Actually, there's only 1 bag there. Sometimes it will stop with 3 or 4 bags once it runs out on the machine here. Now I can just put hay pellets in here now, and that will switch over. I think whatever's on the belt, it may switch it, but it will switch whatever the majority of the bags are. So it isn't too bad. These are 2,000 litre pallets as well, aren't they? Yeah. So what we've got in here then is, I think, 3,500, just over 3,500 litres of pellets. Now if I'm correct, and it does what it did last time, if it is a 4-to-1, that 3,500, when it goes into the feed mixer, should spring back out. It should be about 14,000 litres. Double, yeah, it should be 14. If it stays as pellets, now that's assuming, of course, the mixer will even take it. They always used to. There we go. Let's see how much, yeah, because it's taking it from pellets to hay. So that should empty in. If it stays at 3,000 something, we could be in trouble. No, we've gone past that. Yeah, so the pellet form enables you to store stuff in a much more compact area. Maybe it's not 4-to-1, is it only 2-to-1 now? 7. We're still going. It's not going to hit 14 though, is it? I don't think. Oh, I don't. 10,000. It's going up. Finally, did I remember something correctly? 13, yeah, it's going to. There you go. So it's over 14,000 litres. So in pelleted form, it's 4 times more compacted. So like I say, as far as if you're going to do it for storing and use the the bale and pallet storage, you can take all that hay, all that straw, especially straw. They'll take up a lot of space if you've got them in bales. You can put them like this, then you can use them, and I think it does the same for feed in feed troughs. But if I then put the pellets back in there, it takes that 3,500 litres and then it just goes boom, springs back out to its original form, and we're back up to 14,000 litres. Awesome stuff. That does still work, and I was right, that makes a change, doesn't it? And that's it for the Straw Harvest Pack DLC. How does it work? What does it do? With me, MrSealyp. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.